Yasibona nawe. Spisbu Chumanji. Spisbu coming to America and Africa.
What's happening? What's going on?
We are at Cubana in the South. My goodness, what a venue. Tico, I can't wait to come party here.
It's a very beautiful venue. Welcome to the POPcast. We're back again to give you what's hot and happening on the streets of Mza. What up, Vigi?
Hey, what up, guys?
Vigi is so north. He buying plots in Bryanston. He forgot how to get to the South.
I mean...
He took different off-ramps. He's like, guys, I missed the off-ramp.
and you know, he's always like, mina, kintwana kasi jwang.
What's the cost?
But he missed the off-ramp. I don't know, bro.
Bad boys moving silences, buddy.
Universal boys moving silence. Oh, man, great energy, guys. It's good to see you guys.
Good,
it's good to see you. Vigi, is your son feeling better?
Number one.
Number one.
It's with the Coco.
Oh.
So he's fine.
Oh, he's getting that Coco love.
That Coco love goes straight into.
Yes. And our Coco are always the ones, because they're the ones who give you the sweets when you're not supposed to have them. They spoil you. They give you everything.
But Vigi, do you only have sons?
Yeah, sons.
Are you planning on having a daughter?
I want to. My wife and I want to. We'll see. We'll see.
Please give her a break, just to
I'll give her a break.
Why must Vigi give her a break?
The whole time.
I'll give her a break. I'll give her a break. But, you know, I wouldn't mind adopting. You know, that's another option.
That's a good conversation, because I know I've thought about that as well. I think it's very important to also give... No, I want to bear children, but I also want to give a child who doesn't have a home an opportunity.
Definitely.
You know?
Shout out to Pearl for doing that.
Yes.
That was really big.
Pearl Tusi, yes.
I must call Pearl, actually.
And just call and find out.
I'll look for Never.
Nice one, man.
All right, guys. So obviously we've had a good week with regards to, you know, the entertainment space. The music has been dropping. How are you guys feeling about South A and the hip-hop space where we're at? I think we're in a healthy space.
I love the space.
I'm loving how the music is just, whether it's freestyles, whether it's albums, whether it's just like music leaks, not too sure, but whatever. But I think hip-hop is climbing nicely, and it's a good trajectory. What I'm also enjoying also is there's been a lot of like sneaky piano hip-hop combination type of songs that are making their way out on the streets as well. Could it be a thing that we're starting to merge house and hip-hop?
I love it.
Well, I love it.
I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it because evidently, personally, ingati, I outgrow the usual mundane sound of hip-hop. Not rhymes, not rap, but difuna enye indo sonically. Difuna enye indo with the beats and just how people can translate their messages through that. So if it means combining so we can form something new, I'm all for that. I'm all for the experimentation. I'm all for the different flowers growing in all sorts of different gardens, and somewhere, somehow, the cream of the crop will rise. What I will say is that I've seen that now being good is just average.
Yeah.
Being better than good is actually being good. And then being the best, you have to be out of this world. His standard of what impresses people has kind of like elevated because of things that have happened.
I think the standard has elevated, but to the ears, I don't think it's elevated to the ears, you know? I do think that, number one, we praise hype, number one. if it's not your favorite artist, it's just whatever. It's hype, you know what I mean? There is good music out there.
Straight up.
Definitely, without a doubt. And there are artists that, you know, that I think that do deserve our ears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously us with the podcast here, I think it is our duty also to just kind of educate people and say, yo, this thing dropped. So even just beyond hip hop, right?
Yeah.
I would look at a market like the dance scene, right? And for me, how I observe the dance scene, I can know what the hype is going through and I see it, you know what I mean? But more than anything, I would look at, Darque dropped an album. Beautiful. Jullian Gomez dropped an album.
Nice.
Beautiful. Zion dropped an album.
Crazy.
Which is dope.
Wow. Who's Zion?
He's always, if you check his Instagram, he's always out there making beats and just, you know what I mean? Just communicating with his fans. And
I know he's sounding hella nice.
Yeah. And Caiiro, Caiiro also dropped a dope album. And there's this kid, Th&o, right? and he dropped an album titled Ebusuku. I think you guys will love it. The whole Ebusuku, yeah. So the concept is he started writing these songs from 9 p.m. all across to every day, all across to 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, right? And now if you look at it, so it's like the whole concept was he wants to capture the nighttime feeling. So if you look at the track listing, it starts Vele with nighttime, ends off with in the morning. And it's 12 songs, and Vele nighttime evening is 12 hours.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It's like
I miss those kind of conceptual
I was about to say that.
Even the title.
I was about to say that.
Ebusuku, and even the title for the tracks, and you get vampires. Vampires popular Ebusuku, you know what I mean? Prosecco, Body
and
Like
this is a dance album.
Yeah, no. It's an alternative R&B album.
I love
right?
it.
Nice.
And if you're into the weekend, if you're into good music, actually, just check out that album. It's
Nice,
a beautiful
VG.
body of work. You'll never go wrong.
I love that you touched on these artists that are not in my peripheral view.
Yeah.
But I love that you came in and told us what's happening in other genres. And media's not hip-hop centralized.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think also it's one of those things, and I think I've mentioned it before, you know, and Lulo did say this, that, you know what, Vigi, if the underground of the commercial scene is not popping, he feels like the music won't pop. And I feel like that's happening with hip-hop, you know what I mean? And more or less, we follow hype, you know what I mean? Or we follow fan base, you know, your tribe, your own cliche, whatever, you know? And it's like, sharp, all good. But at the end of the day, do you go back and revisit the album? For me, that's what counts. Because at the end of the year, when I'm looking at what is the best album that came out, you know what I mean?
That's so true, because obviously, like, especially because at this time where a lot of people have released albums, and yes, they can all hit #1 in the first week because people are going in to listen to hear what's happening. But whether they stay in #1 consistently or stay in the top 10 for the rest of the year is a different conversation, because if they stay there, it means people are going back to revisit to say, I'm actually enjoying this body of work. I want to go back and kind of, you know?
So it's a case of have the hits for the charts to rank for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, we're happy for you. Or have that album that could take you a good 4 years in the system where like, it's matured over time.
Yeah.
And it's just good music that will never die. Because there's some songs, I sit back and I'm like, in the next 5 years, would I ever go back to the song? No. Or this album? I doubt.
With that said, I was thinking about this when I was chilling at home. Is it hard for musicians to make the music? Because we as critics will demand something. Are the fans ready for the music that we are asking the musicians to make? I think so.
I think so. I also think, you know what, as much as we might be on camera talking about the music, it doesn't mean we're not the only ones who have these opinions. We're just saying what other people are thinking. At the end of the day, you have these conversations on social media where people are kind of, I expected more. No, I want this person to work harder. Oh, this person needs to drop. Why is this person not doing this? Why is this person changing sound? Why? You know what I mean? These conversations are happening by real people every day because they also expect that much from an artist.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I think the artistry, more than anything, this goes back to now, you being the compiler, you need to know what fits in for what show. Understand? It's like, even to me, with DJing, I've gotten to a point where I kind of get bored because like, it's like, did I get here and play top 40 hits? Shit is boring. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm like, let me just dabble into something new. They don't know something that I actually want to break and love, and I think could work. Something old that they actually forgotten about. You know what I mean?
You love those, boy.
Yeah, I dabble in between those. I go here, here, here. Because that's what I want to do, kind of take people to a journey and educate. By the time you walk out the venue, you'll be like, as in I Shazam the song, who's this person? Let me get onto the album, you know? Rather than just saying we're waiting for artist A, superstar, and that's what's gonna run our lives. Come on, guys.
Yeah, tricky. But something that's also kind of similar to that conversation is also what Moonchild had brought up on her social media. So Moonchild was, as usual, going a bit off on her little bit of a rant. But this time I actually think it, all of her rants are warranted, but this one I think is a bigger one, especially because it's a conversation we need to have as South Africans as a whole, where she was saying she's doing so much really dope stuff, and yes, she makes alternative music, but outside of that, I just think this thing of artists being able to work and doing big things and being recognized in different territories, but not necessarily getting the love in South Africa, becomes a bit of a clincher. It's like, are you selective about who you want to talk about? Is the media not making noise because they feel, Moon is not the one we want to give a shine to at that point in time. But she's out there writing on and working with people like Beyonce because she was on the Lion King album. She's just released the song with the Gorillas.
She also worked with Diplo and them.
She was on stage at Coachella with Diplo. Diplo brought her out as a surprise act at Coachella. Can you imagine?
She's toured with the N-word.
Exactly. She's also done some stuff on BBC Radio in the UK. So she's got like a standard feature that she does there. And she's like, why is the South African media not speaking about these things? I have to leave South Africa for you guys to give me love in order for me to then get appreciated at home. And we find that's happening with a lot of other artists as well here in South Africa. It's not only just Moonchild. But why is that?
I think, you know what, for me, Sis Moonchild, you know what, you don't need validation from people. Like, that's my thoughts. You don't need validation. If you believe and you love what you do, stick at it, and there are people who will notice it. Yes, maybe the media, as I was saying, maybe the media does need to kind of replace, reformat, and stop falling hype, where they need to start reporting on shit like this. This is how we're moving, you know what I mean? There are key media people who know that like, yo, this is happening, whatever, you know? And for me, that's why I always say that I'm always of the opinion of who I follow should be able to tell me what's happening within the market, you know what I mean? Don't give me something that I know. No, I don't want to know that. I want to know something new. I'm like, oh shit, I discovered something and this is where it put me, you know what I mean? Like a Helen Harimbe, you know what I mean? She's someone that I would follow, or a Tabiso hip-hop scholar, you know? They would follow because now I know that I'm going to learn something from following those people, but also it's maybe where I want to be at a point in life.
Yeah. I think, you know what, I hear you about saying not wanting validation, but at the end of the day, it's also part of the package. It's part of being an artist. You want to get that media PR run for people to appreciate the amount of work that you're doing, because at the end of the day, you're in this to be a star.
No, you know, for me, this is it, right?
But it's star power.
Yes,
you want the star power.
I understand, but you know what, I'd rather gig 4 times a year and earn myself $20,000 and be nice, then gig here and earn myself 2,000 rand.
I hear you, Vij. I don't think her problem is the fact that she doesn't gig.
No,
she gigs at the crib level.
Yeah.
I'm just elaborating on what you said and what Noni said. I think she knows she's successful and she's making the money. At any given time, when love doesn't come from home, it does affect you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you can take it in any situation. You can take it from a family point of view. In your family, you know your mom and dad loves you, but you still want to hear it. And you still want to see shows of affection. You know what I'm saying? So yes, Moonchild, she's on the Beyonce album. She's touring. She's done so much. Evidently, because she's from here, and I can understand it on some guys. It's not even, I'm not sore about it because I'm nice, I'm paid. What I want to know is, not for myself, because that's
for
another,
others as well.
For others, for the kids that she's inspiring, because there are kids coming to her saying, I would have not thought about doing this or thinking like this if it wasn't for you. So she's realizing, shit, if I could then be elevated at home, I could change so many destinies. It's not even about me anymore, which is what love and appreciation and being elevated at home means. It means now that these kids that look at you can go, actually, I'm following something concrete here. You know what I'm saying? So it just does, no matter how successful you are outside, it really matters when you are embraced at home. And then the inverse and the opposite of that is, there's a phrase in the Bible that says, a prophet is never appreciated in their hometown. People always had to leave. And
I get that. And you know, I think the most painful part for Moonchild also is that she's doing such dope shit with like some like legendary people. And it's like, you guys are not seeing me. I'm crossing boundaries.
Who's the PR agency?
I don't know.
Because also that has a big role to play. Just like she's got great management and great relationships that put her on these tours with these people, you have to then go, okay, Rubik's Cube yamu, or red, or white, or green. I'm missing some yellows. Let me move this thing around. So it's not just because, because Diplo and all these other guys, they big, but are they known in South?
You know what? you're correct with saying maybe your PR agency is supposed to make noise about it, you know? Maybe there's a point where now we learn that you need someone who's going to run your PR just to make noise. But now I come back and I ask myself, do we have an industry? You know what I mean?
Industry is the music industry.
Well, just entertainment industry.
No, I think it's talking about like the hype.
The hype, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or is it just, I studied journalism, you know, I'm not part of the culture, it's just that you study Chile, I'm just doing it, whatever, for the books, and yes, I'm hype. This thing is popping off now, I'm just going to talk about the sound that's popping off.
Being a PR agent of someone who's caught a wave doesn't make you a PR agent. To really be one, you have to take someone who's not known and put them in the public eye. And there are too many people in South Africa who got positions and are just rolling off waves. And they don't really know how the mechanics of artistry work. So I do agree with you there, you know?
So it's like being an A&R, for example, right? It's, for me, or even just a management company or whatever, you said it correctly. Breaking someone new, you applaud yourself, you understand? Or taking someone that was boom, and you re-elevate them, I would applaud myself. But if you're just going to ride off someone that's been hot, doing whatever, I feel like there's no contribution. For me, it's not challenging. You know? I like the challenge where I'm like, okay, what did you do last time? I sold 0 CDs. Okay, now, how are we going to sell 5,000 to 50,000, 15,000 units to make it go?
You write those goals down with the team. You make that vision board up there.
That's what you do.
You scratch out whenever your 3-month plans, your quarterly plans, your yearly plans.
And that's when honesty comes about, when it comes to the team, where it comes like, hey, this shit is garbage.
But you know what? Does it not also then filter back to, okay, yes, maybe she does have a PR team and the PR team is pushing. At some point, there are gatekeepers who are also allowing things to happen and are just like, they pick and choose. We all know this is how this game works. And they be like, oh, definitely going for that one because 1 million followers. This one, a little bit tricky, only sitting on 10,000. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And that also kind of exists. It's not as if the PR person isn't doing their job, but also the gatekeepers are just like picking and choosing. And they're saying, you're not cool enough for us to feature you.
And that's big in South African entertainment. That's big anyway. It's like the taxi industry, in fact.
That's why gatekeepers need to...
How are you now?
But for me, that's what I'm saying.
They're not going to go anywhere, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because in America, it doesn't happen like that. No, all of them that started in the 80s, the Kevin Lyles, all these guys just move around. Lyle Cohen, they just move around from record label to record label, from YouTube to whatever. But they all know that if we get new blood in here, they're going to see how this thing works. They're gonna expose us. So whatever.
Not really, Scoop. I think there are people who are passionate about what they do, right? There's a point where I would sit around people who are older than me because I look up to them, you know? And the way these people would market a product, it's like, how did you think of that? And these people tell you, I don't sleep. I observe and I look at the market. There are good people who know what's going through and know how to shift the market and tell the story, right? And this is when now evolution comes, where you have to evolve. Do you understand? Maybe the ones that are sitting at other places that are maybe the ones who are supposed to plug us in. But for me, there are people who are actually who've been in the game, but always on top of mind, where they're like, yo, I am part of the culture because they always learn. They are scholars, they're learners of the culture. They're like, I always learn. I know how the digital age works. I know how the old school age works, and how do I merge the two, and how do I convert? And those are the people that we should be applauding more of the time.
We need to give them more of a platform, but there's only a few. I can count them maybe on one hand, because everybody else is just out there collecting a check and saying, I'm not going to do the work, I don't have to.
And JR spoke about this in a tweet. Remember that tweet when JR was like, there's too many people posing as experts, and they really don't know what they're doing, and they don't have a clue of where to take it.
And we support the hype.
A lot.
We follow the hype.
A lot.
We basically, it's one of those things, you know what, create a trend rather than follow a trend. That's the best advice I can ever give anyone. Create your own and get yourself a following, then just hop on someone that's hot.
It takes
Piano's hot right now and Sonka's Funa. Guys, eventually you are going to water it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to reach a plateau, and that's just my honest opinion. But
I don't know. I guess so. But I guess maybe it will also evolve in the way that we need it to.
Yeah.
But something that you were also mentioning also speaking on amapiano, the one person who I loved, and I was talking about this the other day to a friend, was I loved how Focalistic was able to kind of emerge himself into different types of genres, because we all know he started as a hip-hop cat. And I won't lie, in the beginning, I was still trying to figure him out as an artist, and I was trying to see the trajectory and where he was kind of going with his music. And then obviously, then he filtered through into the piano type side of making music. And I think that's where his star started kind of like popping out. And it's not that he's only doing piano, because he's still doing the hip-hop stuff as well, where he did something like a Quarantine Tarantino, you know what I mean? So that's really dope. But it's dope to kind of see his star shine the way that it's shining, because he's like, oh shit, I've cracked my code. And to see him performing out at his hometown in Garankuwa, did you see that picture?
Was it on top of the cab?
Where he was on top of his bus.
They don't have a stage? Okay, fine.
He said, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. And of course he took that from Casper, because Casper had done it initially. And it was like, don't worry, boys, I'm here for you. I'm back at home. I'm gonna make sure you guys made me who I am.
Straight up.
Straight on top of the bus. And I think that dust vibe, support was 1,000.
The power, the pull, and the support is really coming from the dust.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the northern people all feel like they could be stars. Even if they are Ice Boys. They all feel like I could be a star. So they don't want to support you. They got the same t-shirt as you, because they come from rich mothers and fathers. You had to grind for it with 16 bars and a chorus. So they like, I'm in the same VIP with you. The girl you want, I roll with her. She's my next door neighbor. This light-skinned colored thing here next to me. You know, so the northern people are all like, my mom's got more money than you, so I don't have to support you. I wear the same shoe as you, so I don't have to support you. I feel like there's a lot of that in the North, where the egos, even from the guys that are bumping your song in the car, don't want to be a fan. And I feel like the support, when I look at Focalistic social media, I think he's one of the most booked artists right now during quarantine. Umzala usebenza every weekend, angazi ama-destinations amangaphi. He had a tour that was going on. I looked at, guys, Black Diamond.
Yeah.
I was wondering how their tracks would perform live. And seeing them perform the tracks live, the crowd engagement and the way they have the energy on stage is amazing. The music they're making is amazing. Their lyrics, the beat selection. I don't know who produces for them, but we've talked about Ambitious Entertainment. I don't want to harp on the history. They say that lightning doesn't strike twice, doesn't strike the same building twice. Ambitious had to let go of Java, MT, Saudi.
Aries. Fifi
Cooper. They replaced that talent with talent just as good. Lightning striked twice, the same building at the same time. They've got Smartle, they've just signed DJ Mavuso.
Kitini.
He's got a track with Questa. I didn't even know Kitini was closer.
He's been coming at it.
And Questa also, I really also feel like Questa and Nota separating. I can hear Questa in the snippets that he's giving us on Instagram that are different from the mode that he was on before. He's jumping into features. I just saw him with a feature with Th&o. These are things that weren't existing before, because he was just there with the rap life aesthetic. Now I'm born and I loved it. I love that song with him and Kid Tini. So I just wanted to shout out Lamanjida, because Siba North Nati in our talk with artists out here on the podcast. I just wanted to shout out about Focalistic, as Cosmo did.
I think, Scoop, it's beyond the North. I think it fits to those cool kids wannabe. Well, not wannabe, but I'm a cool kids, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I'm a Instagram life, you know, the glamour, what.
Yeah, there's a problem.
You know what I mean? They're there for a reason, but the dust, that's where the love is.
Yeah.
That's where your music connects with the people.
Straight up.
That's where you start to relate to the people, you know what I mean? And it's the blueprint, guys. It's happened for our orchestra time, you know what I mean? It's happened for a rap life. It's happened for Ambitious, you know what I mean? It's something, look at the Book Zulu right now.
Yeah.
It shows something that, you really have to connect with the people. And also, if you think about it, right? The highest listenership of radio stations in Mzansi, they probably come from ekas, or outskirts, you know what I mean? They come from those things where, not in the north as such, right? You probably have to say, cool, how am I going to market myself in the north? It's so easy for me. You know what it is, right? Out Q, right? I think there are guys who are probably also evolving in the piano space right now, right? The north people are probably fucking with them because the dust actually made it cool for them. You know what I mean? The north people are like, no, if I want to be seen as part of Bakasi, I need to be down with this. You know what I mean? Our followers. You know what I mean? And that's, for me, make music that resonates with SA. You know what I mean? Make music that you also love as well. You know what I mean? We're not saying go rap in Xhosa or whatever. Just make music for yourself that you love.
Something that resonates with the people. Somebody also dropped a really dope song, Shezi. I hadn't heard from him in a long time. That's good, it's nice sample. I was like, and then this guy, how hot is that song?
That song is hot.
And what I like about it is like he's kind of kept obviously the original like sample vibes, and he's got the Joma Fela insert at the end, Nosis May and all of that. But how he switched up the chorus and made it like 2020 hip hop.
That's dope.
Very nice.
Fully in.
Lovely.
And somebody also sent me music was If Easy. And when I got that email, I was like, where have you been, bro? Where have you been?
Nice.
Yeah.
Zako is also a guy that caters to a market that might not be big on the gram, but he caters to his market.
And he knows his market. That's what works for him. And I love the fact that he's sticking to it because he's like, it's okay, guys. Me, I'm still going to get my gold status from my people. As long as I stick to my people, we nice.
Durban is crazy like that. Like, the support in Durban is immense. You don't have to move.
It's even Limpopo.
Even Limpopo.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Even Mpumalanga.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Even Cape Town. You know, like...
Yeah, youngster still lives in Cape Town.
Knows that, Kemps Bay maybe, but what will happen, the Kemps Bay market will look and say, that's what's cool.
He's got a track with Boskasi out right now.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
He's also doing a lot of features.
So I was with them.
It's nice to hear him not on the political and heavy social cultural scene. I also want to see youngsters just having fun.
Yeah.
You know, so it's nice to see him do the features.
So I was with them. I know they did a pop-up store this past weekend in Bram, you know what I mean, with the YGen merchandise. And he was just explaining and how this actually evolved. And it's like, VG, this is what I'm doing right now, right? From signing people, putting them in the morning in Cape Town, you know, from opening a store where I'm able to employ people from my city to come work so I can feed them. And also, they also opened up a mini production house.
Yo,
of how they move,
that's
you know
insane.
What I mean? A mini security company of how they move. Like, for me, and I'm like, oh, youngster, that's how you do it. Like,
he's insulating everything, making everything in-house.
Yeah.
And then he's going to start using those people. Then when Cape Town needs to do those services,
he's
available.
Can
hire them out.
Shout out.
I like that. And he's also doing a community project where he's building a sports field for his guys.
Oh, dope.
Youngster's really putting it back in. Questa was the one guy who also did that a bit back.
Yes. Yeah, he's still doing a lot of stuff at Kuruleni. I think he's that guy. He's always trying to make sure that, you know, the East Rand always shouts out to Questa, you know. Did you guys see that touchline freestyle?
Yeah, definitely. So
I just saw it now.
This is where now we start pointing out the hype where we should be making noise. Because I love what Touchline does, you know, the freestyles that he does and he puts out, and he's engaging with his fans.
Is this a rollout coming for an album or a mixtape?
I hope so.
He dropped the Abafana Hot with KO, which is a dope joint.
Do you know what I enjoyed about that?
Yeah.
He took it back to engaging with socials and not literally just dropping a song and hoping it just pops off.
Yeah.
He took all the other elements of social media to say, okay, let's do a real drop. Where he did that video thing where he was shooting with his mom. And then he obviously then said, okay, there was that other one as well. And then by the time he dropped the song, people were excited to hear it. So that's what I want to hear. I want to see people doing things out of the ordinary, not necessarily just saying, okay, here's the link, enjoy.
Showcase.
You know what I mean?
I love that too,
and with the freestyles, it's dope because it also kind of keeps him in the conversation to say, okay, he just gave us a really hot song, but he's also giving us the bars.
He's a rapper too.
You know what I mean?
Content is king, guys. You know what I mean?
And TikTok, guys, don't sleep on TikTok. That's where that shit is.
Like,
I'm telling you.
Dog.
No, why?
So you know, it's cool.
No.
Can I ask? I'm gonna get someone on TikTok to come and probably explain to us. Now I'm going to call it TikTok, but until they broke it down for me, and I'm like, oh shit. I was watching
Wack 100's interview, and he was saying that TikTok is actually where the songs break.
Yes.
Yeah.
The songs break on TikTok. Yeah. Then people then start playing it in their cars on social media, Instagram. Then people then go, I want to hear more of it. Then they go to Spotify or Apple. And then they want to go watch the video on YouTube. That's how the breakdown. It's TikTok, Instagram, going onto your DSPs, onto YouTube.
So TikTok is the new DJ.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is about TikTok? And I guess Instagram and all of them and Facebook is the same. These social media places are being used by government organizations to get information on us. So Instagram, Facebook, that's America. TikTok is the Chinese.
Yes.
They're in here trying to just find info. I just don't like it because in the time where I felt like artists who had a following and who had a means of taking out content, especially during quarantine, were really going lazy route and going, I'm not going to think about how I can put out more stuff in a more dope way. I'm just going to go on TikTok. And I was like, damn, like, all y'all niggas are just going to go on TikTok? Where you could be using this time to really gouge a new territory and a new lane of engaging with your fans.
But maybe that's the new engagement. Because that's where the challenges are. That's where the people are watching. People aren't on Instagram and Twitter as much as they are on TikTok because it's funny.
Yeah.
People want to see
they can forget me, dog. I ain't going there.
No, but the thing is, it's opened up a lane for more than just music. If you are a tech guy, you should be on it.
Don't worry about Scoop. You'll be on TikTok in 2 years.
If you are fashion, Scoop, like...
Nah, I'm good.
No, well, I'm just saying, like Umswenko.
Yeah.
Let's try to do a TikTok takeover Umswenko.
Nah, I'm good.
But trust me.
I'll do a website.
Trust me.
Can I do a website?
Wait, Scoop, listen to me. Let's try to do it. Let's see where it reaches.
Can I do a website?
Okay, Scoop, hold on,
Yeah.
Maji.
I'm holding on. I'm holding on to the Zucker pipe real tight.
But what's up? Listen, what I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, you are trying to reach as many people as possible, right? You are trying to expand. But what you're trying to do, you're trying to sell yourself. You're trying to package, this is Scoop Makhathini.
Okay.
This is what I do, right?
All right.
And if Scoop Makhathini caters to 1,000 people, it's good, I'm happy, right? You're happy. But if Scoop Makhathini now exposes another 100,000 more people, you're still being yourself.
Now, here's the thing, Vij. I get what you're saying, and you're right for a person that wants to use that model, right?
Yeah.
I don't like using models that have been trampled on by 1,000 people.
Okay.
And TikTok has been trampled on by a lot of people. So I would like the challenge of thinking, one, the information and the intel from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok is not yours. All those people, you know they follow you, but you don't have.
But you throw them to your
website. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So fuck TikTok, fuck Insta, fuck all of them. Why? I've already amassed, after 14 years, such a following. I can go to my website alone and start there. I don't have to go to Facebook. They must pick up what I've already done on the website. I can't go to them first because my analytics don't lie there, which is why I'm always pushing the artists. Fuck the DSPs. Cool, they there. But if you, a nigga that has a following of 500,000 people, 100,000 of those people paying R9 for a song or $100 for an album could just be coming to you on the website. And you have the freedom of going to analyze your own information, not having to go through the gatekeepers of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. This is me because I realized that after 14 years, there's no reason for me to go make it hot elsewhere. Let me cook my stew right here at home.
Scoop said he'd never be on Instagram. Don't worry, give him 2 years. He'll be on TikTok.
It's a tool,
Yeah.
right? It's a tool. For me, it's a tool that, because things are evolving in time. And for me, like now, I learned and I'm like, oh shit, this is dope. I don't have to do that. They're like, no, you don't have to do that. Take it your own way. Who is VG or what is the podcast doing? You guys can do that on this level. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, it's like, oh shit, we always cry about reach and, expecting that, well, that's me, right? I always say reach, and the more you reach, the more we get sponsorships, the more we get people coming through. And I think by using these tools, this will spill over.
Showcase.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to make sure VG does a
Are you on TikTok?
I am, but I haven't posted a video yet. I'm
When did you register?
So, post it with the youngin.
Now, during lockdown.
Oh, too busy posting with your youngin. Do you see his tongue?
And now we are ending it. Don't worry. I'm going to register an account for Scoop, and I'm going to make sure Vigi does a young
You can
challenge
register
for
a POPcast account, though.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the POPcast. Thank you so much to Cubana Southgate for hosting us today. You can see Scoop is happy. He's got a hookah. He's got his drinks. He's happy. He's nice. We're out here in the South, so please come through and check out Cubana and Southgate.
Thank you.
They've got a lot of love, a lot of hospitality, and as you can see, the hospitality just keeps on flowing.
Wow.
It's nice where we is right now.
Wow.
This is the first time, we ever...
Tell them our gifts.
They have a light-skinned nigga handing us the gifts, though. Yeah, you substitute for Speedy somewhere. Oh, thank you. Oh, my God.
I know.
What are you guys saying?
Basically, it's going to be a good week for us.
Definitely.
It's going to be a very awesome week. Please do join us again next week, Tuesday.
So sorry to cut you off. So this place operates when... obviously as a restaurant and also as a gig place, right?
Yes, Monday to Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Monday to Sunday, it is a restaurant, but also they've got really awesome entertainment that happens over the weekend, Thursday to Sunday. So come through and vibe, especially if you're in the South, because this is very
It's clean, eh?
It's nice and clean. You know, upmarket, Zimnandi, come and spend your money. It's good here.
And like and share.
Yes.
And don't forget to comment.
Yes, please subscribe as well. We'll check you again next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m.
What up, gents and ladies? We're back with you with amacomments this week. Guys, keep sending through those videos to @amacomments@popcast.co.za. So this is the first one I'm going to jump into, but just to encourage you guys as well, just note that amacomments is not for us to review your songs. You know what I mean? Just send through a few questions or opinions that you had about statements that we laid about on the podcast. You know, the chats, conversations. So please check out this video from Itumeleng.
And I just wanted to ask with regards to management companies. I've noticed that you guys have touched a little bit on that topic on the previous shows, but then I wanted to ask if it's possible that you guys can do a small segment where you guys dive deep into the role that management companies play to the artist, and also just dive deep into the pros and cons of management companies or being under a specific management company. The reason why I'm asking that is because I am a young aspiring record label myself. I have an artist which I'm trying to push, and I'm at a process where I am trying to put everything together with regards to producers, engineers, the whole team behind him as well. So I wanted to ask if you guys can dive a little bit deeper in the management companies and the role that they play to artists, and also the pros and cons. Thank you.
Yo, Dumeleng, nice question. I think with artist management, you have to know what is an artist management. I'm going to give you a few points, the key points, right? An artist management is someone that probably architects the brand of the artist, right? Also administrates a few administration stuff for the artist. So be it the type of deal that they're signing, be it a contract, right? And artist management is also someone who goes and finds more opportunities for income for the artist, right? You need to be able to make decisions. You need to be able to pick the right team. You need to be able to also be within the planning of the record label. So your record label is not your artist management. And also an artist management is not someone who does bookings. That is a bookings thing. So, you know, best advice I could say, follow a few people. You know, I'll tell you this from the top of my head. Good artist management companies, be it T-Effect, Fit Season, be it Duma Collective, be it ACA, and be it SBR projects. Those are kind of people that you want to follow so you can kind of get a hint of what they are doing and the steps in the game so you can also learn as well. So peace.
What up, Popcasters? Welcome back to the Social Tonton with myself, Ms. Cosmo. And of course, this week, there's obviously just been a little bit of turbulence with regards to people's relationships. Is that what we see as trending? Hey, man, I say each to his own. Don't let anybody dictate to you. And in the same breath, that's exactly what's happening with the likes of Pelo Bala and Mushandiki. Apparently, they've been married for a year. I didn't even know that. And they were celebrating their 1-year anniversary, even though it was very public that they had broken up. When did they get back together? Because at the end of the day, it ain't none of our business. Somebody else who also had a really weird engagement proposal was Mampintsha and Babes Wodumo happening right in the studios of Gagasi FM, to the point where he proposed and gave Babes Wodumo a ring, and she was so excited to actually finally get that ring from her man. That relationship has been on the rocks for some of us for a long time, but hey man, let them do what they want to do. What I did find amazing and quite hilarious as well was checking out the video from Felix Klope and Kaya Dladla, where they actually started the Babes Challenge, where they were like, oh baby, I'm going to want to die. Ain't gonna happen.
Mvana, sibala ilapho, sibala indwango. It's the thread count segment, and in this here episode, I'm going to be speaking about a brand eyenzwa indwana ekuthiwa nguSteveni. Le brand igama layo, the name of this brand is Pessimistic. An amazing brand that started off making some t-shirts, and then it moved on to making some dope tracksuits that were luminous and 3M-like. And then he's continued. So out of the bag that I have now, I'm going to show you some of the old stuff he's done and some of the new stuff he's doing. Into endifuna ukuqala ngayo is this t-shirt. You know, this was like my own t-shirt, or is my own t-shirt. Uxolweni man, yabo. It's kind of like molded there. But I love this print. It was very reminiscent of Odd Future, Woodstock. I know you guys might be a little bit too young to know what Woodstock is, but those that know. So this was the first item I had bought from Pessimistic, and I still have it till today. I don't care if ingundile apa diyayigcina. What's lovely about it is it's not only the print detail in the front, but I love how they put the logo in a very obscure area that you might not see a lot of t-shirts having it, so it differentiates them. And obviously it's important that when you're walking in the front, oh, that's Pessimistic. But when they also see you from the back, they're like, oh, what is that? Pessimistic. That's what you got to keep in mind whenever you do your branding. That's why also sometimes people brand the sleeves, because some people only catch what you're wearing from the side. So this was the first t-shirt I had gotten from them. They moved on to make some more t-shirts. This was one of their t-shirts. It was a really dope seller. Another one which I couldn't find was the one with a whole lot of cigarettes burnt on it. Now, I couldn't find it, but I do have a picture of Aries wearing it, so boom! There you go. Now for their new line. Let me start off with these scuba shorts. I really wish you could feel this material. This is amazing. The material in which they made the shorts with, very summer, slippery, scuba. It is important to have pockets in streetwear because we carry a lot of things. Rizzler, weed, pipes, lighters, wallets, phones, power banks, chargers. The fact that these pockets are so deep is also very, very dope for me. Now, we could have left it with just the material, but he said, no, the material is dope, but let me also put a dope print on top of it. Now, it is reminiscent of the tie-dye kind of vibe, but it also comes off very watercolor painty, very art gallery, very brush stroke, you understand? Not just screen printed, which kind of gives it an elevated feel because it looks like contemporary art that you'd find on a canvas. Very, very dope. And then, last but not least, he could have easily just screen printed his branding on. He could have easily just done something that was not this detailed, but he has an extra rubbery type of material with a raised printing. You're Pessimistic. These are the little details that make you and that make you stand out. These little things here. And trust me, these things are taken into account when we're charging you for the selling price of this item, because that is not cheap, my brother, as you can see. Now, one of my favorite pieces from this new line is this hoodie. My goodness. Remember when Pharrell came out with the Bathing Ape hoodies and the BBC ice cream t-shirts and hoodies that had the Swarovski crystal printing on them. So he's taken a page out of that golden era of streetwear, of Bape and BBC and ice cream, and he's used it for his own benefit right here with this hoodie. I love this. Nighttime, you want to throw it on. It still has the street wear vibe of a hoodie, but then if you're going out, nighttime place with lights on, you're still shimmering and you're still shining. It also has a detail at the back, right? Now, personally, I wasn't too happy. I wasn't too crazy about this detail at the back. I would have just left it over here. That would have been really, really fine with me. But I understand I'm not the target market solely. There are other people he's considering when he's making this. The other thing I didn't really like or wasn't crazy about with this print, it was that it was a white girl and I'm a black guy. So I really want to represent my people even when I'm wearing clothes. So I actually took a Koki and I colored the white girl into a brown face. That's what I do for my people. But Steven, I mean, there are white people that are going to dig it, so shout outs to them. I'm just saying for me as a nigga, I'm trying to put on niggas. Now, the one thing that's also brilliant about Pessimistic is that they were the first people I saw diving into not just the clothing market, but they also made sunglasses. The few sunglasses they've made previously, there was a blue one, there was a clear one, there was a black one, and a tortoise shell one. I owned all of them. I lost the 3. I only had the blue one. I wore it on the show, and now it's been taken by Laduma. And I must say, he's using it well in his combos. But they do have a new line of sunglasses. And I'm going to show you right now. Lovely. We're starting off with these. Here's the logo. Very clear, but give you a little tint on the glass. So if you are like a weed smoker and your eyes get red and you don't want to have your red eyes out there all the time, you could still wear this out at night, but it's not like covering your face with that black lens. People can still see your eyes and interact with you. I love these. Love these, love these, love these. This is the first color. The second color is this yellow. You've seen me sporting these like here on the show. And then last but not least, you've also seen me sporting these on the show. These red ones over here. Love these for the summertime. Great for the tie-dye vibe. Great for the beach. They look great with caps. So this is that black lens I was talking about that a lot of people do wear in clubs and they brave. But I would just really keep it to the beach and daytime. I'd probably wear those in the club. But you see what I'm saying? From t-shirts, hoodies, tracksuits, to eyewear. No one has ventured into eyewear in the street urban wear department of these young kids. So I really want to big up Pessimistic for just blazing a trail. What I'm also impressed with is that I saw on their Instagram page, they're going to have a scarf or a bandana coming out. Another thing that really hasn't been attacked in South African urban streetwear. I know Malume did one as part of his merch, but as far as a brand goes, I haven't seen that at all. So shout out to Pessimistic for always just going over, above, and beyond the call of duty when it comes to the fabric. Siyabonga.